Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for our Reiki session plus questions later on that I'll be looking at with the tarot and help with affirmations if you need help with an affirmation to create something or manifest something that you would like in your life. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is focusing on the Reiki. We're going to do that for 5 minutes, and then we'll get into questions or affirmations, whichever you prefer. But for the Reiki, I am setting the intention for whatever will benefit each of you the most as individuals. And so Reiki is good for a lot of things. It's good for financial improvement. It's good for medical improvement. It's good for emotional and mental improvement. It's good for relationship improvement. So whatever it is that you would like the Reiki to help you with, feel free to go ahead and set an intention for that specific thing for yourself if you would like. Otherwise, the intention is just going to be for whatever's for your highest and best good. But let's go ahead and jump in and get that started. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 25 after the hour. That means we're going to finish it up at 30 after. Hello there, Miss Shannon. Thesias, welcome, welcome. We just started the Reiki. We've got 5 minutes left on it. How are you guys doing today? Anne, hello, hello, welcome. How's everyone doing today? I almost texted you and asked you about that. I am glad to hear that. That is so fantastic. I'm glad to hear that you are well. I'm doing well today too. I got 10 new videos done. I haven't set them up yet to schedule to go out yet, but they're done. They're recorded. So I'm feeling pretty good about today. And Ms. Zan, how are you? Yeah. I like to get 10 done in a day if I can. And then I'm hoping to get 10 more done tomorrow. And then after that, I want to focus on putting some affirmation videos out. These 10 were just dailies. Oh, Miss Anne, how are you today, my dear? I don't see your response yet. I'm sure there's a delay. So if you've already sent it, you don't have to retype, but I'm still waiting. We've got 2 minutes of Reiki down already, and all we're doing is chitter-chattering around here. 3 more minutes to go. Glad you're good as well. You watch the micro sessions or you replay the lives with the 5 minutes up front? Dana G, hello, welcome. We're still doing Reiki so far. We've got about 3 more minutes left on the Reiki. How are you doing today, Dana? I love it. Loopy and happy. That's a good combination. I love it. That is so fantastic. I'm glad you're finding those helpful. All right. Well, we've got a little Reiki going right now for a few more minutes. That should help a little bit with your arthritis. I did do a video that is focused just on Reiki for arthritis. If you go to my page and look up, I think the playlist is like Reiki micro sessions for the viewers or something like that. Go ahead and look that up. I think you will be pleasantly surprised at the results after you watch that. Or at least let it play. They're kind of boring. I think the Reiki ones are kind of boring to watch, but they're so helpful. So I just keep making them. One more minute of Reiki left. You guys are pulling a lot of energy tonight. I'm so proud of you. You guys and the people coming in later. We've got a lot of base chakra again. Base chakra having to do with things that make us feel secure. We have foot energy tonight having to do with finding our direction. We have solar plexus. We have sacral chakra. We have heart chakra. We have throat chakra. We've got them all. We've got third eye chakra and crown chakra. So sacral chakra has to do with how things taste, smell, feel, look, sound to us, our perspective in very tangible ways. Solar plexus has to do with how we express ourselves in the world, like how do we carry ourselves, what's our posture, what's our handwriting like, what type of vehicle do we drive, what type of car do we have, what kind of tone of voice do we use as we communicate. All that good stuff is influenced by the solar plexus. Heart chakra has to do with how we engage with people emotionally. Throat chakra has to do with how balanced we are in telling our truest truth, whether we're suppressing information or sharing it appropriately. Third eye chakra obviously has to do with intuition. And crown chakra has to do with our connection with the divine. Yeah, Reiki is powerful. And the beauty of Reiki, why it works when I make a recording and put it up there and you can listen and re-listen, is because Reiki is energy. And energy is not limited by time or by space. So you don't have to be watching Reiki while it's happening to receive it. And you can receive it multiple times off the same video. And you can be way far away from me. Okay, let's wrap up the Reiki for tonight. All right, guys, so this is where we have more of a little bit of a free-for-all time. This is where if you guys have questions for me, throw them up in the chat box. If you would like a message from Spirit, just put Spirit in the chat box. And if you would like help building an affirmation to help you manifest something that you want in your life, throw the word affirmation up in the chat box and let me know what we want to build your affirmation around. Okay? Ooh, that's an interesting question, isn't it, Theseus? Lana Lewis. Hello, welcome. Anybody new to the room, go ahead and check out the description box underneath this video so you know what's going on here. Right now I'm just clearing my cards and then we're going to start using them. I'm using traditional Rider-Waite today just because it's their turn. I try not to play favorites with my cards. Playing favorites with cards would be like playing favorites with kids. It's a big no-no. I've already got one set of cards that's insecure and jealous already anyway, so don't need more. Animals generally like the Reiki. All right, let's see. Who am I starting with? I am starting with Theseus. Where's my notes? Where's my scrap paper? I want my scrap paper. My other scrap paper's full. Theseus. And then we're moving on after that to Shannon with a message from Spirit. And then Lana Lewis. Are you any relation to Jerry Lewis? With a message from Spirit. My dad used to love watching Jerry Lewis movies on TV. I haven't seen a Jerry Lewis movie in forever, but even I had to say they were funny. They were better than Three Stooges. My dad loved Three Stooges. I like Jerry Lewis better. Right? I'm going to have to like Google him on YouTube now. Okay, Theseus has the question, why does H keep reaching out to Theseus after not being in each other's physical presence in almost a year? Let's boil this down. Why is H reaching out to Theseus? What on earth does H actually want from an interaction with Theseus? Let's find out. Oh, baby. Jeez. Start off with the Four of Wands, followed by the Seven of Wands in reverse, followed by the Six of Swords, followed by the Knight of Wands in reverse, followed by the Queen of Cups in reverse. Is H female or male? Because that's going to help me have some context here on what I'm seeing. Dana with a question will be after Elena. And then you guys know how to butt to the front of the line. That's in the description box. You're male. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, with this Four of Wands, this person wants to come back home. Okay, so I don't know if that's literally home because I don't know full context around this situation. So if this is not literally, I was thinking that. Okay, thank you for confirming that, because otherwise I was just going to talk right around gender completely, just in case. Okay, so I think H wants to come back home. He considers being around you home, whether you guys actually lived together before or not. I don't really know, but if you did actually live together, I would say he wants to move back in. If you didn't, then this would be more of creating some type of family unit. So couple or a couple with kids, whatever, but creating some type of family unit. Okay, that's what he would like. He also would like for you to take down the boundaries so that he can actually communicate with you. Okay. And then with the six, that's the Seven of Wands in reverse. The Six of Swords, he does want to move away from any kind of drama or cray-cray that was going on whenever you guys were in communication before. He would like to move into something that is more peaceful with you. However, I really do not like my Knight of Wands in reverse, because my Knight of Wands in reverse basically says that, yeah, he wants to get back together with you, basically. He wants you to let him back in the door, but with the Knight of Wands, he doesn't have any intentions of not being a runaround type of guy. So he wants to come home to you and have his freedom all at the same time. In other words, he wants to eat his cake and have it too. And then with the Queen of Cups showing up in reverse, I'm going to tell you, first of all, with my cards, typically, and I don't know if this is true for everybody, but this is how me and my cards work. My cards don't so much go on gender, and I know you'll hear a lot of readers say, gender doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter, but something else does for my cards. For my cards, if I'm getting a queen, I'm looking at a person who is interested romantically in men. Okay? So a lot of times if I'm reading for same gender couples and they're both guys, they'll both actually show up as queens. If I'm reading for same gender couples and they're both females, a lot of times they'll show up as kings. So that's just how my cards work. With this Queen of Cups showing up in reverse, I don't think that you can trust this person. I think that whatever they're telling you about feelings, if they're telling you anything positive about feelings towards you, nay, I don't think so. They're not all that much into their feelings for you. So this is more about, I want to know why. Why does H actually want to be accepted by Theseus if H really is still wanting to run around and doesn't actually have feelings for Theseus? What is his motivation? Okay, well, the good news is he doesn't show up as a narcissistic type energy, so I'm happy about that. But we do have magician energy. Magician is more about mind games, trickster type of person. With the Four of Pentacles, he doesn't really, he kind of disassociates. He doesn't really get emotions for a lot of people. All right. He wants to come back with this Eight of Cups in reverse because of the Three of Swords, because he did take a hit. Whenever you guys split, he took a hit emotionally. I don't know if he took the L or not, but he definitely took a hit emotionally. And he feels like if he can come back and then be a runaround type of guy and not have feelings, then that helps his ego with this Strength card. Yeah, hella air. That makes sense with the mind games then, that's for sure. Yeah, he basically wants to redeem his ego. I'm not sure that that's what it is at a conscious level, but that's what's going on at the subconscious level. I love you to see the side of the shit. Thank you, Miss Sheena. That's very kind of you. Let's see, and Anne has a question. All right, let's see. Thank you guys for all the thumbs ups. I appreciate it. Anybody new to the room, check out the description box so you know what's going on here. Okay, so next is going to be Shannon. After that, Lena. After that, Dana. After that, Anne. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. Shannon, message from Spirit. By the way, that last card that came out this is the Eight of Cups, which is my walk away card. That might have been advice for you. Walk away from this. I don't think you're that receptive anyway. Shannon, message from Spirit. All right, so Shannon, you have a situation that is indicated by the Seven of Wands in reverse, plus the Queen of Cups in reverse. La da 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 da. Okay, so let's look at your situation. Situation with Seven of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. There is something going on with you, Miss Shannon, where you've sort of let down your guard or let down boundaries with somebody who is, I think there's somebody that is special to you, but I do think that this is somebody who, gosh, I hate to say this because I'm a Scorpio, but I feel like they've got a heck of a sting. I feel like they can be really sarcastic, really cutting. They can cut you down in a heartbeat. And I think they really have no qualms about it. They think that they're doing the world a favor if they say what's on their mind. It's interesting that it's the Queen of Cups. It's almost coming in as like a out of control Queen of Air. But yeah, so situation is you've let your guard down around this person, and this person is just, I think this person made you regret it by some of the things that she's said or implied even. All right, let's look at best advice around this situation. By the way, guys, I really don't know where these, when I look at these messages from Spirit, I don't know where they are in time, if they've already happened, if they're happening now, or if they will happen. So if you don't recognize them yet, then just kind of be aware that you've got a heads up for when something like this does happen. Also, there are piggyback messages. So sometimes Spirit will give messages to multiple people at the same time. So just because I'm reading for Shannon doesn't mean you might not get something that is productive for you to know as well. If you notice it resonating, please use that information productively in your life. Also, if it is not resonating, please don't try to bend it, stretch it, twist it, stomp on it, or anything else, crumple it up, or anything else to make it fit. Just recognize that it's not yours and move on to the next one and see what happens then. Okay, so for advice, Miss Shannon, around this, we have the Sun card showing up in reverse. We have the 9 of Cups. And we have the 9 of Swords. First of all, the 9 of Swords is don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's the first bit of advice that just like pops at me as I'm looking at this. So you're going to know this better than I do, but I will tell you the Sun card. First of all, what I do know is that this Sun card is your first bit of advice, and it actually says to go out and do some things that are fun, that feel good to you with other people. Don't be by yourself doing these things. Go out and enjoy some time with other people. Okay. Now, what I don't know, and what you'll probably know from this advice is, I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this with this person, or if you're just supposed to do this with other friends who would be more supportive in general. I'm guessing other friends, but I really don't have a clue here. Now, 9 of Cups talks about do those things that make you happy. In other words, this is like, don't let what this person says get you to the point that that you feel self-conscious, or you don't want to hang out with friends, or that you feel like you shouldn't do things that make you happy. Still do those things that make you happy. And like I said earlier, with this 9 of Swords in reverse, and don't worry about what this person says. Just don't even worry about it. Don't let it impact you. It should come off of your back like water off of a duck's. Okay? I hope that makes sense for you, Miss Shannon. All right, so that was Shannon. Next up is Elena Lewis. And let's put Sheena on our list here. Sheena. Okay, so that's a question for Sheena. All right, so Lana Lewis is up next. Lana, are you still in the room? After that is Dana, then Ann, then Sheena. You're quite welcome. And you guys, I only stay here an hour, so if you decide you want to move to the front of the line, all you have to do is check out my description box to see how to do that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's too... You're giving that person way too much rent in your head. Nay. Awesome. Glad you're still here. Okay, this is a message for Spirit, from Spirit, for Elena Lewis. La da 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 da. No relation to Jerry, unfortunately. La da da da. Oh, this is interesting. I already like this one. Yay. Okay, here's why I like this one, because I think it's going to be really productive to hear this answer for you, Miss Lena. Here's your situation. You have the 2 of Swords showing up in reverse, covered by the Empress. So, Ms. Lena, there's something that you actually want to manifest. Could be a very creative type of activity that you want to manifest. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. But you've got a lot of indecision around this. And I don't think it's so much as indecision as much as it's lack of self-confidence. You're not feeling really like, I think you're feeling like, who am I to try to do this? Shouldn't I be doing other things? Shouldn't I be doing more productive things? Why, I think that you have a sense of duty that's pretty strong, and you feel like doing this is fun. Are you supposed to be having fun? I think that's part of what's going through your mind. It's like, this is too much fun. I don't think I should be having so much fun. Okay. Do you have strong Capricorn or Taurus or Virgo in your chart? All right. Let's look at your advice here. So your advice comes up as the 8 of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. These are all really fantastic cards. Okay. So 8 of Wands does Taurus. Oh, that makes sense. Duty is a big thing with their signs. So that's something that, when you know your astrology, you know where your Achilles heels are, and then you can start working with them. So anyway, let's look at this. It looks like you're already in a position where you have to work with this anyhow. So with the 8 of Wands being the first part of your advice, this talks about communication. This is talking about communicating with other people, getting your ideas together. This may even be communicating about getting somebody to watch your kid while you do this. There's a lot of different ways that this communication could go, but obviously it's going to be supporting of you doing this creative thing that you have on your mind. And the reason I know that is because of the other cards that come after. Okay. So lots of communication. Geez, are you thinking about having a baby? Are you on the fence about having a baby? I don't know. That wasn't what I was getting before, but all of a sudden I was looking at these cards going, oh my God, is this what we're doing? Is this what we're talking about? That's very creative action to put it in family terms. Okay, all right. Dang it. Okay, so I'm going to back this down. Okay, so I get that you need a man first. Is this something that's been on your mind for a while, though, the idea of having a baby? Or is this talking about something else? Inquiring minds want to know. I don't feel like putting cards on every little thing I wonder about. You're here. You could answer the question. The reason I'm asking is because these cards could really line up with that. Easily. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to assume you feel too old and you already have 3. You're telling, okay, so here's what you're telling me without realizing you're telling me this. You're telling me that you've thought about it and you've talked yourself out of it. But you've thought about it and you wouldn't be thinking about it if you didn't want it. So let's look at this. I'm going to give you both interpretations. I'm going to give you the more general interpretation, and I'm also going to give you the if I want to have a baby interpretation. Okay, we're going to start with the if I want to have a baby interpretation because I really think you have not actually given up on that idea in your subconscious, whether you have like talked yourself out of it or not. So if this creative thing that you're indecisive about is having a baby, then lots of communication needs to go back and forth between you and other people. We also have the Knight of Cups showing up. This is, get some romance in your life, for Pete's sake. Go out on dates, spend some romantic time together with somebody. And then the Wheel of Fortune just says that you're not too old. Basically, it says you still have time. This is still good timing with the Wheel of Fortune. This is good timing. Okay? So I would say that you're not too old, whether you think you are or not. All right? So let's say that this is something else, that this is some other type of creative venture. We've still got a lot of communication coming up. All right? With the Knight of Cups, this talks about you love it. Allow yourself to recognize the idea that you love whatever this is creative thing that you want to do. You love the idea, you love everything about it. And the Wheel of Fortune, once again, means that it's the right time. It's good timing to do that. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I think this has to do with having a baby, but I also think it has to do with some other creative thing that you're doing more generally as well. I think you're getting a double message off of those. Because if I can't decide which way a card's supposed to go, that generally means that both ways apply. All right, so that was Lena. Next up, Dana. Where did Dana go? Dana has a question somewhere in this chat. Dana, are you still in the room? Guys, don't forget to share this video so I can help more people. Hey. Okay, I see your question. So you want to know if something dark is actually following you. Does Dana have some type of dark energy following her or attached to her in any way? La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da 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 da. Okay, so this is a no. So tell me why this is a concern for you. Why is it that you think you might? What's been going on? Give an example of random chaos. What would be random chaos? And how old was your brother when he died? You know, I like my time frames, Miss Ann. After Dana is going to be you, Anne, and then after Anne is going to be Sheena. So he was 11. So he got run out of a middle school? Well, I put cards on whether he's the one causing the random chaos to erupt, and he is not. You don't have anything that is dark around you. When I look at what makes you think something is dark around you, I come up with the Two of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, which basically tells me that, first of all, you're a very independent type of person, okay? You don't really like to depend on other people for things. You also have great ideas, and you're really good at making those great ideas happen. With the Two of Pentacles to the left of you, this is telling me that you have a lot on your plate, okay? You just generally have a lot on your plate all the time. And with the Knight of Wands in reverse, this is telling me that you have a hard time focusing on anything for very long. Like, as long as it's new, it holds your focus. But as soon as it starts to get a little bit regular or ho-hum, then it no longer holds your focus. Right? And so this is not really anything to do with any kind of negative attachment. This has a lot to do with your personality. You're showing up as a fire sign, and fire signs generally have a whole lot of enthusiasm for something. And then what happens is they really are into it as long as it's new. But because their enthusiasm is so heavy duty and intense in the beginning, they're kind of like shooting stars. That enthusiasm burns out. And then the next new and exciting thing comes along, and they're very excited about that. And the other one fades out. That makes sense. You probably have a lot of fire in your chart besides the rising. So this is just a part of the natural strong fire in chart personality. All right. Yep. And Scorpio is pretty intense too. But we're usually pretty stubborn about things as well. So you just want to figure out how you can harness more of that Scorpio energy, because Scorpios are very loyal, not only to people, but also to their projects and their ideas. So if you can figure out how to harness that, then that would be helpful for you. But this is not because of a low level energy. This is just because that's just a part of who you are, baby. So it's good while you're still enthusiastic about something to get something set up so that people can carry on what you start. That would actually help you to have more success. And then that would also allow you the room to move on to the next thing whenever it pops in. All right. Okay, so that was for Dana. And then Anne had a question too. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Will Anne's ideal romantic partner be coming in by the end of February of this year? You're quite welcome. That's interesting. You've got a lot of action coming in February, Miss Anne. You have 3 majors showing up on the table out of 5 cards. So let's walk through these. By the way, after Anne is Sheena. 10 of Cups in reverse. Tower also in reverse. We like that one in reverse. 3 of Swords. We really don't like this one right side up. Chariot in reverse. And the Judgment card. All right. Excuse me. With the Ten of Cups showing up in reverse, this is just telling me that you're not really happy with the way things are right now as far as your love life. Okay. With the Tower in reverse, this talks about that you are finding some kind of improvement in your love life. So this means that there's going to be somebody that shows up that will be better than what has been before. It will definitely be an upgrade, an enhancement. However, it's followed by the Three of Swords, which means that for whatever reason, that is not actually working out the way that you would like it to. Followed by the Chariot in reverse, which would talk about an ex-husband. I don't know how many of those you have. I think only one, so that might narrow it down. Followed by the Judgment card. This kind of tells me that you and the ex, at least one of the exes, I think you've only got one, but anyway, that's besides the point. You and an ex-husband are going to be renewing and rekindling a relationship by the end of February, which I'm assuming is a more appropriate romantic partner. Otherwise, it would not show up. Thank you, Arlene. That was very kind of you. Oh, you're quite welcome, Sheena. Do you have your own channel where you do readings and stuff too? I'm fascinated by your name there. Okay, so you can say no all you want, but it's not the end of February yet, baby. You talked to me in March. At least about that. Okay, so Sheena had a question. Let me scroll back up and see. How long have you been reading for, Sheena? Next major event for Sheena. I can tell you that whatever I see is going to be happening within the next year, Sheena. I don't know. Looks to me like he might talk you into it, Ms. Ann. That Judgment card was right side up, which means moving forward with a rebirth. 5 years. Very cool. Do you read anywhere other than, like, do you meet people anywhere other than the YouTube channel? Oh, so you just want a message from Spirit? You don't want to know about your next major event? As my grandma would say, you got my mouth all set for it. You guys aren't already divorced? I thought you were already divorced. This might put a different light on those cards. Now I got to think about that. No. No. I think you guys are getting back together. Oh, gotcha. Hello there, Shivi. Welcome, welcome. Throw one up there. I'm still going to be here for about 16 more minutes, honey. Okay, gotcha, Sheena. All right, so message from Spirit for Miss Sheena. What would you like to talk to Miss Sheena about today? La da da. Well, we're looking at a major event, all right. Sheena, do you have kids right now? Oh, damn. Shivi, what's your boyfriend's first name, honey? Show you clutch your pearls. No, it's not that bad. Okay. All right. That makes sense then. Okay. So let's look at your situation. We've got the tower showing up here, covered by the Page of Swords. All right. So I don't know if your little one is an air sign or not, or if he has air strong in his chart, but there is a tower situation that comes up, and I think it comes up because of something that your little one actually says, something that he reveals. Okay. So 1111 is a little Scorpio. Ooh, baby. All right, well, that makes sense then in your advice. So I wanted to clarify and know a little bit more about the tower, because the tower can be a scary thing, even though it's not necessarily, you know, it usually ends up better off than worse. So here's the thing. I put out 9 cards on the Lenormand to sort of clarify this. I don't know if you and baby daddy are together or not from this. But what I will say is you and baby daddy are going to have to work together to make some kind of decision regarding the little one. And I think that this is regarding the little one's schooling. All right. Maybe even, you guys may even decide that you want to do homeschooling. I'm not exactly sure how this is. Or you may decide that you want the little one to move. If you guys are not together, you may decide that you want the little one to move from one parent's house to the other parent's house to get into a different school district or something like that. But there's something coming up as far as school with the little one, a decision that you guys have to make, where you want to do something that improves the schooling. And I think that this is going to come about with that tower covered by the Page of Swords. This is going to come about because of something that the little one says. 8, 11, 13. So he was born in 2013. So we're now in 2021. So he's like 8 years old. That makes sense for all this school stuff. Okay. All right. So that's what your tower is about. All right. Hello there, Radha. Welcome, welcome. So let's look at best advice on this. So best advice is starting off with the 8 of Wands, and then the 2 of Cups, and then the Death card. Okay, So Death card, I don't know if you realize or not, probably you do, that can be considered a Scorpio card. It's one of them that's considered Scorpio. So I think this is about the little one, basically. With this Eight of Wands and the Two of Cups following that, this is telling me that there's a lot of communication that needs to go basically between the three of you, not only between you and the baby daddy, but also including him in a decent amount of this communication. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some of it that is just going to be for adults only, but some of it needs to be communication with him as well. And with the Two of Cups before the Death card, this is telling me that a lot of this communication has to be had to sort of sort out what it would be that your little one is comfortable with. Okay? So part of this decision, a significant part of this decision, has to be, what is the little one comfortable with? Because if the little one's not comfortable with whatever you guys decide, then I think that that could be a real problem in how much attention he pays and how his grades are and all of that good stuff whenever we're looking at schooling. Okay, I hope that makes sense for you. All right, well, that's cool. Thank you, Lenormand cards. Do you read the Lenormand yet? I've got about 9 more minutes to be here, so if anybody needs to butt to the front of the line, this will be the time to do that. Well, it's time to change that. It's time to start bringing on the communication. Shiva, don't rush me. Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense. AY. If you have a question, feel free to go ahead and put it up in the chat. I've got about 8 more minutes left while I'm here. You're quite welcome, quite welcome. You guys, if you ever want to get a private reading with me, I mean, this is just a little sampler here, but if you ever want to get a private reading with me, all that information is on my website about how to do that. Let's see. So Shiva, will Shiva and Alak have a happy, lifelong marriage? I think that's 2 questions, honestly. Will their marriage be lifelong off the top? Will it be happy off the bottom? Hello there, Sarah Singh. I like them because they can get really specific. Okay. Lifelong off the top, happy off the bottom for Shivi and Alak. Definitely not lifelong. And it'll be happy for a while, but not lifelong. AH, aren't you going to ask a question? Let's see. So that was Shivi. AY. What is one significant thing that will happen in February for you? Let's take a peek. All right, guys. So AY is probably going to be... Hang on a second. Let me respond to this. Probably going to be the last person that I do tonight unless somebody actually dumps some money in an account. But other than that, I'm going to make this the last one. Because I've already been here 55 minutes. Probably take me more than 5 minutes to go through this question. What is one significant thing that will happen in February for AY? One significant thing. La da 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 da. Jeez, are you very spiritual much, AY? Holy Toledo. Ba da 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 da. Quite welcome, Shiva. All right, let's look. Sorta, yeah. I don't think sorta. You've got at least 2 spiritual cards here, if not 3 out of 9. So that's a pretty decent percentage. So I'm going to say that there's some kind of healing work that you're doing that has to do with a little one. Okay, or it's a new beginning of healing work, one or the other. No, I'm going to say this is a new beginning with healing work, and I think that you've been talking about it for a while. You've been thinking about it for a while. And I think that you're looking at possibly doing this out of your own home. And it looks like there's ongoing conversations about this that are showing up by the end of this month. And it looks to me like this is something that not only is it about healing, I think you want to get something set up so that you can offer this long term. Long term. I don't have the book here, so I don't think you're studying it. I think you're ready to take some action on offering some kind of healing to the public. I think you've been thinking about this for a while. Well, you know what? This is not the end of the month, is it? I definitely think you're going to be thinking about doing something out of your house. You know why? Boop, boop, there's the camera. House card comes up right above the lilies, which has to do with, among other things, work. But also peacefulness and balance. You wanted to know what's coming in the future, baby girl. You may not recognize it right now. That's okay. All right. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for being here today and spending some of your precious time with me. I do appreciate it. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. Thank you for sharing this video and for all of your support in general. If you guys are interested in getting a private reading where I can look at just your energy, just me and you, and it's not shared with the whole internet public, then you can find out how to do that on my website, which is in the description box below. But really quickly, it's www.amista.com. .info, I-N-F-O. There's not a .com there. Please don't try to make it into a .com. People do that all the time, and it just doesn't work. All right. Everybody have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you guys back here the next time. Peace out.